Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a Sassy Wax Melts Custom haul. Got a bunch of little custom children and some clamshells. Now, I don't have all the candy. She does send candy in your orders. These are the two I have left. A lemon and pineapple Dum Dum Sucker. I had an orange. I also had some Smarties, but I did give those away. I'm going to jump in just right on ahead. There are a lot of samples to get through. And I'm going to talk about some other things in regards to the clams when we get to them. But I'm just going to pick and go. So this one is For Goodness Cakes, pistachio pudding cake, vanilla cake pops, sugar milk, tea and cakes, and lemon pound cake. There's a lot in here. I have to say I really like the way her sugar milk blends in this one. Some sugar milk definitely smells more like dulce de leche, and some definitely smell more like sweetened condensed milk. There is definitely a difference. Dulce de leche is definitely a darker, richer, sweeter, less milky take on it. And I never would have thought to put pistachio pudding cake and lemon pound cake together, but they work, y'all. To be honest, I do get maybe a slight hint of tea and cakes. I'm not really getting any vanilla cake pops in this, but that lemon tart, sugary, like streusel topping almost with that gorgeous, authentic pistachio pudding cake. It's not very cherry-like. It's just the way the sugar milk and the sugar milk and the tea and cakes go together. It all works, and it works perfectly. This one is weird, but it also really works. Pizza Planet. Pineapples, fresh baked bread, and maple glazed bacon. Someone on Instagram commented last night that this was their custom. I'm going to try and find their Instagram and link it down below. But it's a very authentic pineapple, it's not too sweet. It's got a little tartness to it. And most importantly, it doesn't smell like body care. The fresh baked bread doesn't have too much of a yeasty, unbaked bread note where it's really gross and sour smelling. It's actually really very beautiful, hard bread almost. Not stale, but it's definitely not like a soft, doughy bread. And the maple glazed bacon has some cinnamon brown sugar notes primarily. I don't really get a bacon scent from it. And while I do not believe pineapple goes on pizza, I will fight till the day I die about that. Pineapple does not belong on pizza. I do really like the way this smells. And I really cannot wait to get to melt these. I liked most, if not all, of these samples. I should say I loved most, if not all, of these samples. There are just a couple that were they're okay. And then there's one that I am going to have to give away because it does have a note in it I can't do, but I'll get to that when we do. Next up we have is Give Me All the Cookies in this cute little alien and UFO shape in there. And Give Me All the Cookies is a blend of frosted sugar cookies, sugar cookie dough, and Pizzelle. This one, the Pizzelle isn't really, that one's definitely I'm talking too fast, I need to calm down. Pizzelle is a very crunchy, thin wafer kind of cookie that I do kind of pick it up in that slight citrus zip in there that's not too heavy, but if you know it's in there and you're looking for it, you're going to smell it. But right after that, I do get a very buttery sugar cookie dough base. I'm not really picking up any frosted sugar cookie in this. I don't really smell an icing. But I do pick up that slight citrus zest wafer crunchy cookie mixed in with a sugar cookie dough. This one's very good. It's not as buttery as and I had someone actually looking for a buttery bakery scent, and I did recommend that to her. It's not quite as buttery as a fresh baked pretzel would be, and definitely not as much as buttered popcorn, but it's right before pretzel in terms of buttery bakery, if that makes sense. Next up we have Puffy, which is ice cream parlor or marshmallow fluff. What I will say about her, I don't know how she did it, but her cotton candy is strong. Her marshmallow oils are strong. They're not some light little oil you can barely smell or use as blenders typically, which is what I typically have to do with them. Ice cream parlor is typically a very strong oil. It smells to me just like Summer Scoop from Yankee Candle pretty much. And you do get it in the background, but it is so far back there. It smells like, if I had to give it a percentage based on what I smell at least, it's like a 15% ice cream parlor to 85% marshmallow fluff. And I'm living for it. it's not as buttery, like sticky sweets or sticky treats from a now closed vendor who I won't mention because they're a scammer and trash. But they had a sticky treats, I believe it was, and it was kind of like a buttery marshmallow scent. And this kind of reminds me of her marshmallow fluff is pretty close to it. Cute little piggy shapes. This one is also really good. Make Me Smile orange caramel cake, beautiful. Vanilla butter fudge and caramel cookie. This has a rich, so rich and salty caramel. You do get a moist orange brown sugar kind of cake, kind of like a pineapple upside down cake, except without pineapple. You just put orange and orange juice instead of pineapple juice. Oh, I'm in love. I'm absolutely in love with this scent. The vanilla butter fudge in this really is just kind of adding a hint of like sweetness to it and creaminess. Personally, I don't really get too much of it, but what I do get is very nice. Mad Hatter, marshmallow fluff, cotton candy, marshmallow fireside, and sugar cookie. I don't really get any sugar cookie. Marshmallow fireside, I don't pick up too much of the fireside, more than I do the toasted marshmallow, but I do pick up that gorgeous marshmallow fluff, and that cotton candy is such a good pink fluffy cotton candy. If I had to say, it's fairly authentic, I will give it that. It just does kind of lean slightly generic fruity. So some cotton candy smells like very fruity cotton candy. This isn't quite there. It's kind of like it's right in the middle between fruity cotton candy and very authentic cotton candy. It is one step away from being purely authentic pink spun sugar, but that is very close, and it just has a slight hint of fruitiness in the background. So if you're not the biggest fan of fruity cotton candies, I think you might still like her cotton candy oil. Next up is Man Cave, and these are all samples, y'all. We're 7 minutes in, we haven't even gotten to my custom children yet. This one is Marshmallow, Fireside, Barnwood, Nag Champa, and Oak Moss. This one I went back and forth on if I really picked up the Marshmallow Fireside. Let's see if I pick it up now. I mean, I do pick it up more now, smelling it again. Like that toasted marshmallow with that rich smoldering woods. And that Nag Champa earthy, smoky, not sweet incense, a very natural smelling incense. And that green oak moss, I really do smell. Barnwood, I don't get that barnwood hay kind of vibe, at least not on cold. But I do really enjoy that one, and this is in the little sugar skull shape. And my last one, this is the one I'm probably going to have to pass on to somebody. And I think I know who I'm going to pass it on to. I just need to check their scent preferences again, because I don't want to send them something just because I don't like it and then them not like it either. But this one is Midway Lineup Strawberry Sugar or Vanilla Sugar Waffle Cone Funnel Cake, and there it is, cream cheese frosting. Cream cheese frosting, cheesecake, any of those kind of cream cheesy scents really jack with my stomach. I don't know what it is. It doesn't even give me a migraine like tobacco will, or like cleaner lemon or cleaner lavender, like Fabuloso lavender. I just can't do, because they'll give me migraines really bad, intense, day long. And it's just from smelling it in the bag. I don't even have to light it or melt it. So I'm not going to smell it, although it does sound pretty good with the funnel cake. Like, I might even get strawberry, vanilla sugar, waffle cone, and funnel cake. I just cannot do cream cheese. So I'm going to actually leave that away from the rest of it. And I'm going to move these over a little bit to make room for clamshells. But those are all my samples. She's very, very generous with her samples. And I want to thank you, Cheryl, because you sent a lot of good ones that I cannot wait to melt and potentially repurchase, because you hit the nail on the head with a lot of those. Now let's go ahead and dive into customs, and I'll go ahead and talk about some of the ones that did come a little jacked up. And she was very quick to respond and get some replacements for these sent out, which is always really, really appreciated. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. The first one I want to show you is this one is Rudolph Fudge, which is cranberry, white chocolate, and vanilla butter fudge. Now, as you can kind of see, the embed makes it impossible to close it all the way, and I don't have any bags to fit this one right now, so that was a bummer. And the label, I mean, this one is like not important, but the label's kind of messed up on this one. But once you open it, I mean, it's a really pretty embed, and she does do a lot of glitter and mica on her stuff. So if you're not a fan of glitter or mica, I don't know if she takes requests. I didn't request it this time, but I believe you can if you'd like to. Her wax is also very soft, typically. Look at that shine on it. I'm not really the biggest fan of mica and glitter, so I really hope her stuff comes out with the freezer method. It's a very tart. There's not much sweetness to her cranberry, I can say that for sure. But the vanilla butter fudge and the white chocolate definitely cream it out and sweeten it up. So I really enjoy this. I named it Rudolph Fudge just because the cranberry reminds me of the little red nose. But I'm really looking forward to trying this one. I'm not really a seasonal melter, but if you want a good Christmas scent that's not really piney or overly sweet or overly tart and too intense, this would be a really good one for y'all. This one is probably the one that came the most messed up, and I can't really even get it out. There's a couple of things that could have happened. I live in Texas, the heat's really hot, but this was brought in right after it got delivered, so it's not because we left it out too long. But I mean, I get it, the trucks can get hot, but the actual clam itself is warped real bad. And you can't pop it out. But this one, I actually really love the scent of this one. This one's Carnival Cafe, funnel cake, baked apples, and Brazilian coffee and sugarcane. I want to get a couple of coffee blends because I found that I really love the Brazilian coffee and sugarcane oil. And when I say I really love that coffee oil, it's probably my favorite coffee oil out there right now. Again, look at the cute little embed with the little cake. I just love the way she decorates them. They're so simple and elegant. I just can't get enough of it. But yeah, her baked apples definitely comes across as like a very authentic southern country like apple butter vibe. And her funnel cake is very kind of puff pastry-esque. It's not too greasy. It's definitely not too cinnamon spicy for sure. That Brazilian coffee and sugarcane is just a sweet, neutral coffee. And it's not too creamy of a coffee, so it actually does smell like authentic coffee. They just work together so well. Like, this really does smell like you took the essence of a Carnival and put it into a wax melt. So I'll probably just end up getting like a scoopable like spoon or like a knife and cut out the pieces as I need them. But those are the two that came in the the worst shape, I guess. And there is one more that I just didn't like, but that one was my own fault. And I'll go ahead and talk about that one now. Speaking of coffee blends, Cotton Candy Cup of Joe, which is cotton candy, coffee bean, and cotton candy frosting. I have found that I do not like fresh coffee or coffee bean oils for sure now. Both of them remind me a little bit of Paris Cafe from Bath & Body Works, which has moldy coffee ground vibes to me. So I have to be very careful with the coffees I try. Now I know that I don't like her coffee bean oil. But it's got a cute little butterfly, a cute little heart button. If you want like that bitter, dark coffee, like very rich, intense, coffee bean is for you. If you're like me and you're not a big fan of coffee, Brazilian coffee and sugarcane is going to be your best friend. From what I can smell of this, I do like it a lot. It's just that coffee bean is just too dark, too intense, no sweetness, and with two different cotton candy oils, I didn't think I'd have to worry about it too much. But personally, I just don't like the coffee bean oil, which that one was my fault. I will still melt a piece of it, see if I like it better on warm. But if I don't like it, I'll just send it off in a box to someone else, and next time I'll just get Cotton Candy Cup of Joe with Brazilian coffee and sugarcane instead of coffee bean. So that's it for the first row. I have one more coffee blend. I kind of wanted to share that with you before I moved on to the rest of these. Here it is. I was in a very Christmassy mood when I made these. Kris Kringle's Cup of Coffee. Chestnut and brown sugar type in Brazilian coffee and sugarcane. This one, again, sweet, neutral coffee. And this is tied for my favorite in bed. That cute little coffee cup is just, and I love the gray and the green together, that like bluish green. It just works to me. It smells like roasted chestnuts covered in molassesy brown sugar. And they're just coated and warm and fresh. And you're dunking them into your sweet coffee. It's just, I love this one. I love it a lot. Very much Christmassy vibes. Again, if you want a good Christmas coffee, there's a good one for you. So, I think that's all the coffee ones I got. But I did get a couple of bakery ones because I did kind of want to, I was in a bakery mood for sure when I made these. And I kind of wanted to show y'all that, you know, your boy can still, you know, blend his bakery. That's what I started out with. And I feel like a lot of people kind of forget that I can do bakery sometimes. And I'm not just like a fresh, laundry, earthy, clean spa lover, you know. I can still blend my bakery and I still love my bakery. This one means a lot to me because of the name attached to it. This is like from some viral video. Oftentimes my names that I give my wax have some kind of meaning. This was just one that my family members and I, we just quote back and forth to each other around Thanksgiving time. It's a video of this lady saying it, and I'll tell you exactly how she says it when I read the clam. So this custom is, eat bread and desserts and get all fat and sassy. And that's exactly how that lady says it. That video just cracks me up, and we just repeat it to each other anytime we see each other during, you know, Christmas, Thanksgiving time, that's what we tell each other. And we just won't let it die. And it's a blend of butter pecan shortbread, sugar milk, and Twinkies. And it's a cute little cake stand. This is probably my second favorite mold. Right behind the coffee and the tea shape. And then there's a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern one I'll show you. This time, the sugar milk is definitely reading more sweetened condensed milk, which is a slight bummer, at least on cold. It doesn't smell sour, but it is very milky to me. But you also do have that sponge cake, very light and airy bakery with that buttercream filling. And then that toasted pecan, buttery, flaky shortbread. They just come together and they blend really pretty. This one would also go really good blended with a couple of other bakery oils, like some pumpkin bakeries. Pumpkin pecan waffles, pumpkin crunch cake, pumpkin souffle, pumpkin cupcake. There's a couple of things you could do with this, but I like it as is as well. That's gonna bother me. I'm a Virgo, y'all. I'm a Virgo and it bothers me. There. He's Out There, which is one of the first, this is one of the horror movies that reignited my love for horror. I think it's still on Netflix. And it's Butterscotch, Gingerbread, and Perfect Peach. And it's got this beautiful little pumpkin shape on it. This one was my fault. I tried popping it out and it didn't exactly work out the best. The peach in this is very fresh, skinned peach. Almost like a peach jam kind of vibe. I just hope that the butterscotch and gingerbread come out a little bit more because peach was the thing I asked for to be the least intense. And maybe her butterscotch and her gingerbread oils just aren't exactly the strongest. I still like it, but I was kind of hoping for more like a cinnamon bakery gingerbread and, you know, sugary sweet butterscotch with just a hint of peach. So maybe I'll play around with the percentages more. And see, this is just one of those things that, you know, when you're not blending at home first and you're just getting the customs done. I mean, I had a lot of hits here, you know, and I still have 4 more really good hits to show you. It's just sometimes some of them sadly fall a little bit flat or they're just not as good as you would have liked them. But I can always go back in and play around with percentages a bit. I do still like it, and I'm still hopeful of it changing a little bit while warmed. These are just cold stiff impressions, y'all. Next up is Mr. Bear's Cellar, which is one of my favorite creepypastas. I could read that, listen to it on audio all day, every day for the rest of my life if I had to. It is absolutely one of the best creepypastas ever done. I like it a lot, so I wanted to make a scent for it. Bear Claws, Pumpkin Crunch Cake, and Birthday Cake. And here's that little jack-o'-lantern I want to show you. I just love the way that looks. It's talk about Halloween vibes. That seems to be the theme for all the videos I'm filming today. Halloween spooky vibes. And I'm here for it. It absolutely has that strong, rich, intense, brown sugar based pumpkin crunch cake. Sugar cookie sprinkles all over the top. It is gorgeous. It's such a strong oil. But that cinnamon clovey kind of puffed up, doughy bear claws is coming in and toning it down. And that birthday cake with the buttercream frosting base to it is typically a very light oil, but I can pick up hints of it here and there, and I definitely wanted it to mainly tone down the bear claws and the pumpkin crunch cake and help them kind of bind together a bit more. And I think it's doing that perfectly. So I am very excited to try this one. 3 more to go. Ooh, I don't know which I want to do because these ones are all... One of them is a very high conceptual scent. I think I want to save for last. I guess I'll go with this one. This one is Rain on Me, which is the Ariana Grande song. It's cucumber, melon, drops of rain, and nag champa. Let me open this one up. I think that's supposed to be a cloud embed, and I don't know what that is, but it does have little, what looks like roses or some other kind of flower on it. This one, her rain is definitely, drops of rain reminds me more so of after it rains kind of vibe. Not, I smelled rain that smells like wisteria from like Nana Makes Sense. Her rain is very floral heavy. And it's not bad. It's just you have to like florals to really like her rain oil. I've smelled Rain Barrel, which definitely has more of an authentic earthy take on it. Then there's some rain that just kind of smells like as it's raining. You know, very charged electricity in the air kind of vibe from the thunderstorms. They all have different smells to them. This one just has that perfect after the rain, dewy green kind of rain smell, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And it smells kind of like you sprayed a cucumber melon body spray all over a stick of incense and you're lighting it. It's not, this isn't the conceptual one. That one I am actually going to save for last, but this one just, it's such a different feel, and I've never smelled anything like it, and I'm really enjoying it on cold. Next up is 1928, which is Bubblegum and Barbershop 1920s. I actually came up with this blend on live in a wax group, actually. And someone asked what you could blend Barbershop with, I believe it was. I believe someone asked what you could blend with Barbershop. I wish I remembered who they were because I linked them down below too. Anyway, I thought up a bubblegum because I thought, you know, bubblegum with a really creamy, sweet barbershop would be really good together. And she actually did special order the barbershop oil for this. She said she'd been thinking about it for a long time, and, you know, I wanted to get it in a custom. So I did have to wait just a little bit longer to get this order in because of this one, but it was well worth the wait. Beautiful pink and brown vibes. I really like the way that the pink and brown look together. I don't know. I think it looks really pretty. Her bubblegum. When I say it is strong, it is intense, strong. Like, I want to try her bubblegum with everything because you don't need much. Her bubblegum, I feel like, and I did 50-50 on this one. I don't typically give out percentages willy-nilly. I will say I did do 50-50 barbershop and bubblegum on this. I smell like 80% bubblegum. Her bubblegum is so pink, authentic, intense, and it's not like a dry powdery bubblegum. It's very much like a bubblegum essence almost, and that creamy sweet Barbershop 1920s is just poking its head up saying like, hey, I'm still here too. But it's definitely not overpowering the blend like the bubblegum is. I really like it. I want to try her bubblegum with some marshmallow. I want to try it with some fizzy pop. I want to try her bubblegum. I want to get a bubblegum Palo Santo blend. Shoot, I want to get a bubblegum Palo Santo blend really bad. I don't think she has Palo Santo, but I'm going to check her scent list, and I'm going to ask her if she has it if she doesn't. Because sometimes vendors have oils and they don't always list them. And the reason I named it 1928 is obviously Barbershop 1920s. Plus, the year bubblegum actually, you know, got released to the public was 1928. So I feel like that was a cute little fun fact. And lastly, we have, this one is so conceptual, y'all, and this one was executed beautifully. Cocoa and Cuddles. Hot chocolate clean cotton, and warm vanilla sugar type. Y'all, I wanted a chocolate laundry scent for a hot minute, and this is it. This is just it. And look, of course, it's with the beautiful teacup. Oh, I'm in love with this shape. And the orange and purple vibe is very Halloween-esque. I wanted a scent to remind me of, like, originally this was going to be like horror movie and cuddle, something like that. But then I was like, no. It's got chocolate in it, and it's got some laundry. I don't know. I just can't with Cocoa and Cuddles, and I thought it fit a lot better. So this is just... That hot chocolate is a very, like, semi-sweet. It actually does have traces of dark chocolate in it. It's not, like, milky, creamy sweet. And that clean cotton just smells like you just got your laundry just out. You wrapped yourself up in a blanket. You're drinking a cup of hot chocolate. And that warm vanilla sugar just tones the laundry down and just adds a little oomph to the blend. Y'all, if I could recommend one scent that y'all get, even if it's out of your scent like comfort zone, Cocoa and Cuddles would have to be it. It is such a conceptual scent that I don't like to toot my own horn too much. I don't even think that big brands and big candle expensive brands could pull off a scent like that, honestly. It is so out of the realm of what we typically see, and that's the way I like to blend. I want to do stuff that I don't see other people doing. I want to do something that is so insane that it doesn't look like it's going to work, but when you actually get it in and you try it, it blows your mind. And that is what Cocoa and Cuddles has done. It is such, again, conceptual is the only word I can really apply to it. You have to really put yourself in the headspace of, I'm drinking a cup of hot cocoa wrapped up in my fresh blanket I just got out of the dryer, and I just sprayed some Bath & Body warm vanilla sugar. But really, even that is just kind of like a vanilla perfume. You could really even say that that's a part of the laundry detergent too, you know, that you just got out of your dryer. So I have to say I am nothing but impressed with my order. And I did bring up, and this is how I work, if I have a problem with my order, I don't always expect vendors to go out and fix them, especially if they're like cosmetic or only slight issues. Pardon me. I don't always expect vendors to just go out of their way to fix it. That's not my vibe. I don't expect vendors to do that, but I just want to do it because I don't want to look like a jerk or like I'm trying to be shady by posting a haul video first and then messaging the vendor or not messaging the vendor at all about my problem, you know? So let me just say this and end it here. I brought it up to her just very much like, hey, I just want to let you know I had some minor issues with my order. I don't want it to look shady if I post my video beforehand. I'm just letting you know I'm reaching out to you and here's what happened. Everything smells great, blah, 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 blah. And she was so quick to want to rectify the situation, and I can't say that about too many vendors. I ain't throwing any vendors under the bus. I've had plenty of good experiences, but I've had plenty of bad experiences too. And I want to say, her customer service is top notch. Her wax is very soft. When you first get it in, it's kind of scoopable like almost when it's really warm. So I think that's kind of cool too. If she were to ever do scoopables, I think that would be a really fun thing for her to add onto her site. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. I could just go on and on about this order, and I'm already at almost 30 minutes and I still have a whole other video to film. So I am going to end this here. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Be sure to check out Sassy Wax Melts. Her customs are top notch, y'all. Be sure to join her Facebook group, her Instagram. Keep an eye out on her website. And let me know if y'all get any customs. And if you see any customs here that you would like to try, let me know. And if you do get them, just feel free. If she doesn't have the percentages still written down or whatever, I have them. So you can message me or message the vendor and have her reach out to me, whichever one you're more comfortable with. If you do see any here of mine that you like, and I'll send the percentages over. But, and that works with all my customs. I don't mind. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this haul. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again, Cheryl, for getting this order out, putting so much work and effort into the way you pour your wax and the beautiful embeds. Everything about your company I'm loving so far, except maybe the glitter. I'm still gonna have to test out what that glitter does when I actually warm it and see how intense it is and if I can get it out in the freezer. But if all that works, I can tell you I will be a customer for life. But I'm gonna end it here. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh, I'm getting tongue tied again. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.